tested ang cotton and polycotton. Sa mantsa, malupit. Sa kamay mo, mabait. Try Bar Blue. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality.
ACS.
Kini ang simbiyanan sa RPN, Radio Philippines Network, DXKS. DXKS 1080. Ang inyong Radio Ronda 5,000 watts nagsimbiya sa ikatulong andana sa UFCO Lim Building, Borromeo Street, Dakbayan sa Surigao. RPN Radio Philippines Network DX ang inyong Radio Ronda.
Lumakajot na Surigaonon, ang tawgo na baktik mo serbisyo. Oh, nagigugmaan mga Surigaonon, matinot anon na alagad. Si Bingo, idolo ng Surigaonon. Oh, ay naghatag ng kalipay sa tanan. Oh, ang baktik na serbisyo, nakahatag at paglawom sa tanan mga Surigaonon. Baktik mo serbisyo, Bingo matugas. Si Bingo matugas, baktik mo serbisyo. Kinasing-kasing nagalagad sa mga tao. Idolo ng Surigaonon, naglantaw ng kaugmaon. Si Bingo matugas na natugas sa ligat. Ang magpardadyon sa paghatag ng karadyawan. Serbisyo, Bingo matugas. Na matinot ang palulong sa nan matinabangon. Oh, baktik mo serbisyo. Ugihanog na ning kamot si Bingo.
Massive illegal mining operations that lasted for mere months left scars deeper than his brief operation. Massive illegal mining leaving residents and farmers in the dust, or in their case, silt and mud. Despite efforts to regulate mining and quarrying in the city, illegal operations allegedly by Chinese nationals continue to wreak havoc on the city's environment, with the damage uncertain if still repairable. Mati Farmers Association President Julito Comanda says they struggle to maintain their livelihood, especially after one of their primary irrigation sources is now unusable.
Malaking epekto sa mga farmers kasi yung irrigation dam namin, yung Biga River, Biga Dam, napuno na ng putik yung dam at saka pumasok na sa lining, canal lining yung putik hanggang sa may palayan. Sabi ng Department of Agriculture, hindi na recommended yung tubig na gamitin sa palayan kasi polluted na dahil sa minahan.
Landowners in Barangay Mabini were also impacted, including 68-year-old Geronima Coloma, who now laments the loss of her property.
Sarili na lupa doon, tapos minina na paano na wala na kaming kabuhayan. Ang tanim namin doon, niyog at saka parakata, yung trega ni kahoy, parakata, wala na. Sinira na nila lahat.
Months after its closure, both mining sites remain exposed, even with operations now halted. Both Comanda and Colomas say they tried to reach out to local authorities regarding the rehabilitation of the sites, while other residents are calling for stricter enforcement of mining laws. Inquire.net reached out to Surigao City's Provincial Environment and Natural Resources Office and the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, but both offices refused to comment and declined interviews on the illegal mining operations and their enforcement measures. Meanwhile, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources Caraga says the Mines and Geosciences Bureau had already completed conducting an assessment of the affected areas and ordered an immediate rehabilitation. To know more, read the full report on Inquire.net.
My next concern is about, just want to be clarified with regards to ano po yung proper process if I want to to a quarry in a certain area. Ano bang mauna? Mauna ba ang special governor's permit o mauna dapat ang sa DNR na ECC?
Mr. Chief, our director, OIC director, to please respond to this question.
OIC Director.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I just want first to clarify po if the permit will be issued by the LGU, because of course if it is less than 5 hectares, no, it should be LGU issued. So
Okay, follow-up question dun sa if LGU issued. How about yung wala siyang limit if the LGU will issue a permit? So walang limit sa volume ng quarry? You remember you're a PA area.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I will request Yusek Jonas to actually state the policy.
With the permission of the Honorable Secretary, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, the guidelines of the DNR is something like this. If the area is less than 5 or less than 5 hectares, 5 or less hectares, it is within the jurisdiction of the local government units. If it is above 5 hectares, it will be the MGB who will be issuing. So the process there is that if less than 5 hectares, you need to secure, the applicant needs to secure a permit from the local government units. And then from, but of course, protected area. If it is a protected, there is a different story, because you need to secure the instrument or permit from the DNR. But generally, if it's below 5 hectares, LGU, above 5 hectares, MGB. So the process here is that below 5 hectares, LGU, you need to secure the permits process from the local government units. But if it's above 5 hectares, you normally apply a permit from the DNR.
Thank you, Yusek. It's clear. Yeah, for protected area, talaga may yun, we have to go pass through DNR. Now, if hindi protected area, LGU. But yes, but there's no limitation like volume of quarry materials as long as it's less than 5 hectares. So kahit hindi na siya kukuha ng ECC.
In both cases, Mr. Chair, we need to secure ECC even if it's less than
5 hectares. Now, if it will expand to more than 5 hectares, it starts at around, let's say, 3 hectares, then lumalaki, magiging 4, 5, then lumampas ng 5. But before, may permit siya sa LGU because yun nga, kasi less than 5. But since ongoing yung I'm talking about an area that is not protected area.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, the case will be dictated by the hectareage. So if the hectares, for example, initially started with a 3 or 4 hectares LGU, but once it expands for more than 5 hectares, it becomes now the jurisdiction of the.
How do you answer? How do you monitor those kind of like unti-unting nag-expand? Do you have a monitoring team?
Yeah.
Meron ba tayong
Usually, yun yung sinasabi natin, Mr. Chair, that as of now, meron na kaming geospatial database office wherein we can identify the interventions or development in a particular area. So we cannot determine if initially it's 3 hectares, but because of our mapping, we cannot determine if the extent of the area has already been expanded. In that case, necessary notice can be issued to inform the applicant that they might be violating certain provisions of law that they need to comply.
So nakikita niyo po dito sa head office. Pwede po i-play yung video. May have a video I want to show. Isang area. I'm not talking not as a representative of Surigao, but as a resident and a taxpayer of the province of Surigao del Norte. Puro lugaw yan. Tingnan niyo yung scope that's in one of the municipality in the province of Surigao del Norte in Mainit So, yun po yung my question is, bakit po hanggang ngayon, because that was taken about 3 days ago, tuloy-tuloy pa rin, wala pa rin walang PNR personnel.
Your Honor, local contractor ba yan, Surigao? Ang gumawa?
No, Chair, Mr. Chair, it's not within Surigao, it's within the province.
Dito sa norte.
Yes, ayoko na ipalitan yung iba, but there are about 7 areas na mas worse pa doon sa video na pinakita ko.
PMRP affair yun. Dapat inspection kagad ninyo. I'd like to ask the DNR to immediately look at the area, and if there's violation, to cease and desist muna, and then kayo na, you take it upon yourselves to enforce the law. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Massive illegal mining operations that lasted for mere months left scars deeper than his brief operations in Surigao City, leaving residents and farmers in the dust, or in their case, silt and mud. Despite efforts to regulate mining and quarrying in the city, illegal operations allegedly by Chinese nationals continue to wreak havoc on the city's environment, with the damage uncertain if still repairable. Mati Farmers Association President Julito Comanda says they struggle to maintain their livelihood, especially after one of their primary irrigation sources is now unusable.
Malaking epekto sa mga farmers kasi yung irrigation dam namin, yung Biga Dam, napuno na ng putik yung dam at saka pumasok na sa canal lining yung putik hanggang sa may palayan. Sabi ng Department of Agriculture, hindi na recommended yung tubig na gamitin sa palayan kasi polluted na dahil sa minahan.
Landowners in Barangay Mabini were also impacted, including 68-year-old Geronima Coloma, who now laments the loss of her property.
Sarili na lupa doon, tapos minina na paano na wala na kaming kabuhayan. Ang tanim namin doon, niyog at saka parakata, yung trega ng kahoy, parakata, wala na. Sinira na nila lahat.
Months after its closure, both mining sites remain exposed, even with operations now halted. Both Comanda and Colomas say they tried to reach out to local authorities regarding the rehabilitation of the sites, while other residents are calling for stricter enforcement of mining laws. Inquire.net reached out to Surigao City's Provincial Environment and Natural Resources Office and the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, but both offices refused to comment and declined interviews on the illegal mining operations and their enforcement measures. Meanwhile, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources Caraga says the Mines and Geosciences Bureau had already completed conducting an assessment of the affected areas and ordered an immediate rehabilitation. To know more, read the full report on Inquire.net.
As we celebrate yet another milestone in the love story of this boy and girl from an island called Surigaao, we find ourselves asking, how did it all begin? How did my brilliant lolo, Papa Kong Lalo, meet and win over my beautiful lola, Mama Sol, way back then? Well, I hear bits and pieces of Papa and Mama's love story, and from what I hear, it's a pretty funny and sweet story. I hope you would give me this permission to share with our family and friends your beautiful love story. But perhaps with some what we may call, quote-unquote, creative embellishments. So sit back, relax, and let me tell you all about it. Papa was from the capital town of Dapa, and Mama from the coastal town of General Luna. They knew of each other then, but it was in their university days in San Carlos and Cebu City that their eyes truly met and their hearts began to touch. Papa was a law student, Mama a student of education.
The kind I like to meet, pretty woman. I don't believe you, you're not the truth. No one could look as good as you. Mercy.
Papa wanted to impress Mama by carrying his thick law books every time she was around. I guess he knew that Mama had a soft spot for intelligent, hardworking guys.
Pretty woman, and you look lovely as can be. Are you lonely just like me?
However, it wouldn't be that easy to court her. I would imagine Papa wasn't the only guy courting my beautiful Mama Sol. Right, Pa? I hear of stories from Mama Sol of the town dance that people love to go to. Their source of kalingawan back then. I don't really know if Papa and Mama frequented these dances, but oh, I'd like to imagine them in it.
When the night has come,
Back in the day, Papa was a dashing debonair. Well, don't get me wrong, he's just as dashing and charismatic today, isn't he? He was the lady's choice. As I said, most boys his age would look forward to one event, the dance, more commonly known as the baile. So did my Papa. Why? I'm not so sure. Was it because of girls? Drinks? I don't know. Maybe Papa can answer that for you. Armed with his best clothes, dancing shoes, and handsome looks, Papa was ready for the dance. Mama, on the other hand, was a ravishing beauty. And if I might add, Mama Sol looks just as beautiful tonight. Back then, although shy, Mama decided to go to the local dance too, perhaps in the hopes of seeing Papa. As you can see, with her mix of her Spanish looks and Filipina charm, Mama was and is very, very beautiful. No doubt, at the dance, Papa Kong would fall head over heels over my beautiful Mama Sol. Alright, it's finally time for the baile. Coming in, Papa was a little self-conscious. He could see so many people on the dance floor. So many people except for the one lady he was looking for. Where was Mama Sol? Walking around a little more, Papa was starting to lose faith. When suddenly, there she was. My beautiful Mama Sol. Papa, ever so puggy and charismatic, was ready to make his move. He approached her and asked, "Wanna dance?" Without thinking twice, Mama looked at him, put her hand in his, and let him lead her onto the dance floor. Oh, how they danced. Mama smiled sheepishly. Was this love? From the look in Papa's eyes, I think it was. Before they realized it, they got lost in the dance and in each other. Everyone else simply disappeared. As far as they were concerned, they were the only two people on the dance floor. His heart full of love, nothing could stop Papa from seeing Mama. Not rough roads, nor heat, nor rain or floods. Papa, coming from the had to travel for over an hour on very rough, bumpy, and dusty roads to reach GL, a good 15 kilometers away. On ordinary days, Papa would drive a jeep all the way to GL to see Mama. However, when the roads were impassable due to floods, I heard from Papa that he wouldn't give up and would simply borrow a small boat and row his way across the flooded parts to General Luna. Accompanied by his trusty friend and confidant, Totoy Gaviola. I'd like to think that he even rode the seas just to reach GL. Papa had literally rode his way into Mama's heart. Indeed, nothing could stop Papa from pursuing Mama. Neither rough roads nor floods. This very road used to be the flood-prone area where Papa would row his small boat to visit Mama. When he became governor, do you know what one of his very first projects was? Haha, you guessed it right. Papa elevated, cemented, and paved this road connecting the Pa to GL, making travel easier from his town to Mama's town. Talk about true, genuine, concrete love. More than an infrastructure project, it was a labor of love. Harana, a serenade performed by a man courting a woman. It meant sweet music to a woman's ears, but a nervous feeling in Papa's stomach. Oh well, nothing a bottle of Sandwich couldn't fix. But don't worry, Papa didn't let San Miguel get the better of him. With the help of ever-trusty Totoy Gaviola, Papa was able to successfully and sweetly serenade Mama under her window.
Moon River, wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. Oh, dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world.
Well, rumor has it, Papa didn't really sing. Did you, Pa? So, oh well, I guess it doesn't really matter. After all, he got the girl. Ha, nice moves, Pa.
It might have been in County Down, or in New York, in Gay Paris, or even London town. No more will I go all around the world, for I have found my world in you.
Oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Mr.
Back in those days, there were no cell phones, no Facebook or Skype. The only way Papa could send messages to Mama was, yup, you guessed it, to write her letters.
Oh yeah. There must be some word today from my boyfriend so far away. Please, Mr. Postman, look and see. Is there a letter?
And right they did. Papa and Mama exchanged letter after letter. I have a feeling Mama was telling Papa in one of those letters to make sure he passes the bar, or else he wouldn't get her yes for marriage. Haha, tough break, Pa. From the Pa to GL and back, Papa and Mama coursed their letters through trusted friends who reliably passed their messages back and forth.
Oh yeah.
I wonder what Papa wrote in there. Maybe he could give me some tips. At one point, however, letters simply weren't enough. He had to see her. Like budding couples do, Papa would meet Mama and spend time with her around the island of Surigao. Mama, young, beautiful, and in love, spent many moments with Papa. Their island of Surigao setting the stage for the next chapter in their love story. And slowly,
but surely,
they fell more deeply in love.
this is a story of a boy and a girl.
From an island called Surigao,
This is the story of a boy and a girl
who fell in love.
and continue to fall in love.
And I'm not exactly sure when or how, but one day, one special day, Papa popped the question. And Mama, she said, yes.
Come with me, my love, to the sea of love. I want to tell you how much I love you. Do you remember when we met? That's the day I knew you were my pet. I want to tell you how much I love you.
Radyo nagpaghatag ng ibatik na serbisyo. Tinggo anda mo tabang sa tanan. Ang batik na serbisyo nakahatag ng paglawom sa tanan mga Surigaonon. Batik mo serbisyo, bingo matugas. Si bingo matugas, batik mo serbisyo. Kinasing-kasing nagalagad sa mga tagpo. Idolo ng Surigaonon. Naglantaw ng kaugmaon. Si bingo matugas na nato kasaligan. Ang magpadadyon sa paghatag ng karamdaman. Batik ang Surigaonon. Batik mo serbisyo, bingo matugas.
Ipadadon sa paghatag ng baktik na serbisyo. Kalambuan ng Surigaonon, ipadadon ni Bingo. Serbisyo o tugma, naway paglubad. Bingo na gatod ang baktik na
Kini